Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing fine at home. I am your teacher Neha and today I am going to teach chemistry from class 10th and name of the lesson is periodic classification of elements. So students, this is the 6th part of the video. So children, in previous videos we have seen how the metallurgy process is done in sequence with the aluminium and copper. So students, today we are going to see how we can do the metallurgy process for iron. Okay. So yes, so today's topic is metallurgy of iron. So let's go in the chapter. So children, whenever we are talking about the metallurgy, we should know that what are the main ores which we are taking, right? So iron is having 3 ores. One is hematite, magnetite and iron pyrite. So you can see that all these ores of iron are very shining. It's very metallic, right? It's looking very beautiful. And same way you can say that the hematite is the chief ore of iron. From this you can get large amount of iron particles. So let's see how we can take the hematite and we can do the purification. So students, now you need to find how we need to do the extraction. So the first process is concentration by gravity separation. So what you are doing in this process is you are taking the ore and you are grinding the ore very nicely. After that, from top you are just sending the ore particles and from other side there is a stream of water which is coming, and that stream of water, it will do that all the lighter particles of, it can be sand, it can be any impurities which are going, and later on you will see that some kind of heavy particle, that is iron, will get settled down because the density of iron is very high. After getting the separation from here, what you are doing is you are going to roast and do the calcination process. So children, roasting means you are taking the ore and to that ore you are heating it at a very high temperature with the presence of oxygen. So when you are doing the roasting and calcination, you will see that there are 3 types of substance which will get removed. One will be S2O, which is sulfur oxide, then arsenic oxide, and later on you will also see that phosphorus pentaoxide are getting removed. So these 3 substances as the impurities which are present in your ore, they are getting separated in this process. So now you have to take your substance and you have to go to the next process. So in the next process, it is known as smelting. So smelting, I have already told you that smelting means heating a solid material until it becomes a liquid or in a molten form. So this is known as a blast furnace. Okay children, in this there are 3 parts. So there will be a lower region, a middle region and the upper region. So when you are seeing the lower region children, lower region that is still here, it is known as the combustion zone. What it is known as? Combustion zone. Okay. So after this combustion zone, at here you can see that the temperature which is there, it is 1500 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature here? Here the temperature is 1500 degree Celsius. So you can just imagine how high the temperature is there, right? Yes. So children, when you are doing the smelting process, here you are taking the roasted ore, then you are taking iron, and after that you are taking some other coke and a limestone. So these things you are using in the ratio of 8:4:1, and this method or this process of keeping is known as cup and cone method or arrangement. Okay. Now I told you that this is combustion zone. In combustion zone, the coke, which is the carbon, will get combined with the oxygen and it will give carbon dioxide. Same way, this carbon dioxide, when you are getting, there will be a production of large amount of heat, and which is why it is known as a exothermic reaction. Okay. Then later on we are going to the next zone, which is the middle zone. So children, in this middle zone, we are calling it as a fusion zone. What it is? Fusion zone. And the temperature in fusion zone is 1000 degree Celsius. So this temperature is a little bit lower than the first temperature, right? Yes. So here what is happening is, here fusion is happening. Fusion means mixing up of substance is happening. So in fusion zone, what you will see that here some kind of mixing is happening. And what is the mixing is, here the carbon dioxide from zone, which is CO2, will get combined with the oxygen, or here it's carbon, and it will become carbon monoxide, plus again heat will be liberated. Okay? Yes. So when you are getting the carbon monoxide, that carbon monoxide will again mix up, or when it is getting mixed up with the lime. So what is the lime here, children? I'll say what is the lime. So here when you are seeing that you are mixing with the limestone, what will be the reaction is, you are taking CaCO3. Now this CaCO3 will combine with the carbon monoxide, or without combining with the carbon monoxide, it can liberate two types of substance. The first substance will be CaO, which is a calcium oxide, plus again CO2 gases will be produced, and these two reactions, what is happening is, here the energy is getting absorbed. Okay? Yes. And later on, this CaO will combine with the silica, which is the sand particle, and it will give you a calcium silicate slag, which will go in the form of waste. Okay? Yes. So after that, there is one more region, and the topmost region is known as reduction region or reduction zone. What is this zone, children? This zone is reduction zone, and the temperature in reduction zone is 400 degrees Celsius. How much? 400 degrees Celsius. So what is happening here is, the iron ore which you got from the center point, here it will get reduced, that is the oxygen from that ore will get reduced, and here finally you are getting iron. So children, when the iron is formed, it will come here, and when you are taking that, it's not actually the pure iron. So the iron which you are getting from this process is known as pig iron. What it is known as? Pig iron. Same way, this pig iron, when you are smelting it again, you are getting another iron which is known as cast iron, CASTIRON. Okay? Now you got what is the iron in this, right? Now let's see how the process has been done. First, let's see what are the physical properties. So children, physically means how, when you are seeing it, how it will react or how it will be seen. So the first point here is, whenever you are taking an iron will be a lustrous or a very shining metal which will look like little bit whitish. So the first point is, it is lustrous. What it is? Lustrous. And the color you can see over here, it looks little bit grayish and whitish, right? Second property is, whenever you are taking iron is having a high density. So the second point is, it is having high density. After high density, you can see that all the iron particle can be made into thin sheets and into the wires. So making into wires is known as ductility. And when you are making a substance into thin sheets, it's known as the property as malleability. And the last one here is whenever you are taking an iron and you are rubbing it over a magnet, you will see that that iron will also get magnetized, that is it will behave as a temporary magnet. So, the fourth point here is it can be magnetized. Okay. So, these are the physical properties of iron. Same way, after talking about the physical properties, we need to know what is the chemical property. So, students, when the reaction with air and oxygen happens is, you will see that some kind of oxide has been formed. So, the reaction will go on as 3Fe plus 2 molecules of water will give you Fe3O4, and this substance is a magnetizable substance which is an oxide and the color will be black in color. Same way, if the reaction is happening with the moist air, what will happen? Let me show you. The reaction will go on as you are taking the 3 molecules of Fe. So, the reaction will go on as 3Fe plus 3O2, and again you will see that X molecule of water is there, and the substance which you are getting here will be Fe2O3 plus X molecules of H2O. Okay? So, this substance is also known as a oxide. What it is known as? It is known as a oxide. Then now let us see how the reaction will happen with the steam. So, children, when you are seeing the reaction with steam, you will see that the iron will react with water and it will become Fe3O4. So, the reaction will go on as 3 molecules of Fe plus 4 molecules of H2O, and finally you are getting Fe3O4 plus here the liberation of hydrogen gas is there. Okay? Yes. So, children, these are the chemical properties, and when you are going to the other chemical properties, let us go to the reaction with chlorine. So, generally whenever a metal, that is iron, reacts with a halide, it will form a metallic halide, and the reaction will go on as 2Fe plus you are taking 3 molecules of chlorine and it will give 2 molecules of ferric chloride. Okay? And same way, if you are reacting with the acids, it will be Fe plus 2 HCl, which is the dilute form of HCl. Then you are getting Fe, that is ferrous chloride, and again here hydrogen molecules will get liberated. Okay? Yes. Then you are seeing with sulfuric acid. When you are doing the reaction with the sulfuric acid, you will get iron sulfate. Okay? Same way, if you are doing the reaction with nitric acid, you will get a nitrous ferrous. Same way, when you are doing reaction with a diluted or here with the concentrated, here one addition will be there. Here you will see that there will be some kind of other gases also produced. Okay? So, when you are reacting with a concentrated H2SO4, H2SO4 will liberate as SO2 gas. Okay? Same way with concentrated HNO3, it will not react that much, but a whitish layer will be formed. Okay? Yes. Now, let us see what are the types and uses. So, children, I told you that there are majorly 3 types of iron. So, first one is known as a pig iron. So, children, pig iron means in this 2 to 4% of a carbon is present, that is why you can see that color is a little bit dullish, right. So, these types of iron particles, that is pig iron, can be used to make railway tracks or even some kind of instruments or even vessels. Same way, if you are taking the Worth iron, which is a little bit shiny, but in this you will see that pure amount of carbon will be present, which will be in the ratio of 2.2 to 2%, and this can be used to make the aircraft ceiling and the stoves also. And the last one is cast iron. So children, cast iron is an iron in which again carbon is present, but this can be used to make a different kind of substances, and even this can be used to make vessels. See children, there is an importance in Worth iron. So here Worth iron means it is the purest form of iron which is combining with the purest form of carbon. Okay? And this can be also used to make electromagnets. So children, in this lesson we have discussed about how the metallurgy process is being done. So in this, just go through the video if you did not understand properly again. Then I hope we will meet next time with the video. In that video children, we are going to talk about alloys. So until we meet next time with a better video of alloys, until then, bye bye.